What? Be quiet. Wait for some peeps to get in here. I tried to send this through the IDP Army account, but it's telling me now that it's not authorized, but it was telling me that about my account earlier, so we might have to mess with that.
Okay.
Later, because I don't want to. I'm afraid if I try to log out and try to log into the IDP Army account, it's going to.
Yeah, no use messing with it.
It's going to kick us off. So, what up, IDP Army? We got a couple guys in here, guys, gals. Hit us with those questions. Just me and Steve today. Adam said he's golfing today, so
Golfing.
keep bastard.
I couldn't golf here if I wanted to.
No, is it that cold?
Yeah, it's pretty cold. I think it was like 30 something today.
It's 30s there?
Yeah.
Woo! I feel lucky. It's like probably like high 40s. It's almost 50. It's probably gonna get up to about 60 here today. So I think
it's nice.
Play outside and stuff.
Jeez.
Must be what's nice. Up, IDP Army? Everyone who's here watching, wherever you are, we appreciate you. Hit us with some IDP questions or any other questions you guys might have. I mean, we'll do our best to sift through, give you our mediocre advice. My mediocre advice. Steve's got that heat.
Oh, I don't think so.
True. I have seen you bench a lot of good IDP guys this season.
Oh my gosh, man! I'll bench a good one and put another one in, and it's pointless.
Don't overthink it. Well, what all we got news-wise? Anything really? I mean, I saw there was a few. Apparently, Stephon Tuitt. I didn't realize he was one of the Steelers that had caught COVID, so he's not playing. I'm worried that game's gonna get canceled now. I've been like kind of on the optimistic side, but
I'm pretty sure it's gonna get canceled
now with Mark Andrews getting that and Tuitt. I don't like I said I hadn't even known that Tuitt had got it, so
that's awful.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's rampant there.
Not good.
Nope, not good at all. No football for them for a while.
So I mean, we're going to lose a lot of guys. We'll lose Chuck Clark. We'll lose Peters, Humphreys, Patrick Queen.
Yeah, but Vince what they're doing though to help them out, man. They are pushing some things back. They are making accommodations for the Ravens.
I know. I wish they would have just played this game earlier this week, and we could have been through all this. Like
I know.
There would have been less COVID test positive at that point, which, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm like a COVID nut or anything like that. Like, I be safe and all that, but let's be real. Like, some of these guys are playing games, and then an hour later, oh, they have COVID. Like, they had COVID during the game, before the game. Somebody probably knew. Like, I don't know. They already said they aren't canceling the game regardless. So, Cliff, can you vet that for me for sure? Like, did Schefter say that? Like, who said that? Who is they? Because now I'm interested, because I still have TJ Watt, my dude, in my lineup everywhere. I'm really not taking him out. I did take Claypool out of a lineup this morning. I took Tuitt out of some lineups, but I think, like I said, Tuitt actually has COVID, so he's one of the guys that you're obviously not going to get this week. Yes, sir. Give me a sec. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's mostly the news. There is the Steelers and Ravens. Look, you might want to look for other options.
I mean, have some on deck. Looks like Matt Judon also went on the COVID list. Let's see here. I'm looking. Clellan Ferrell. I don't really know what was wrong with him. He hasn't been playing good this year. Has 5 quarterback hits and 3 tackles for loss this season. I mean, that's so pedestrian. It's unreal. That's like a good game for TJ Watt. Grover Stewart got an extension. That's the other defensive tackle not named DeForest Buckner on the Colts. He actually had a really good game the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Would you take Cam Hayward or Joey Bosa the rest of the season? Man, that's tough because Bosa's got like kind of all this just stuff around him, but Cam Hayward got hurt a couple weeks too. I'm still just rolling with Bosa. I mean, I don't want to overthink it. It's definitely Bosa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, especially with all this stuff going on, I think it's rest of season.
Yeah, I mean it's
Yep,
both.
I'm going
Hayward,
Bosa. Yeah,
Bosa.
Bosa.
Yeah, Hayward was really good last year, but not really playing up to that level this year. I mean, Cam or
He's had
Stewart.
some good games, but
Yeah, Tua being back in the rotation is really kind of taking away from him, I think.
mm-hmm.
Man, Dante Fowler. We want to talk about big misses when we go over stuff at the end of the season. Dante Fowler and Robert Quinn. I was so excited about those guys this year, especially
I
on
know.
Sleeper or DL eligible. Nothing, like nothing. So
Yep.
bad. I mean, in my defense, I guess if you want to put it that way, they both have been injured since like the beginning of the season. But still, like, do anything, take time off, like, it's been frustrating. And I had them on a lot of rosters. I actually have just dropped Dante Fowler in a couple spots. Just been holding on, just hoping that he would kind of just maybe start catching back up, playing a little bit better. Same with Robert Quinn. I mean, I let go Robert Quinn a while back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's done nothing for you.
One up lunch table legend left from Colorado. 1 point per tackle, half a point per assist, 4 point per sack. Pick one. Oluokun. I don't know how to say his name, y'all. Versus Las Vegas. Jesse Bates versus the New York Giants. Neville Hewitt versus Miami. Miles Jack versus Cleveland. Cam Hayward or Cam Jordan. Jordan Cameron's got backwards versus Denver. Okay, I'm not playing Hayward here, or not playing Cameron. I'm not playing Hewitt here, so they're already off my list. So it really comes down to Bates, Oluokun, and Jack, and I'm going to play Jack because he's starting weak side linebacker. He's been really good this year. He's playing a run first and a run heavy Cleveland team, so there will be plenty of tackling opportunities. Miles Garrett's out. What?
It's lower points for sacks.
Yeah, but I'm not really concerned about that. I'm just looking for tackles, given the guys that are here. Oluokun will be fine, but I like Jack a little bit better, I think, if I'm being completely honest with myself. So that's where I'm going. Thoughts on Brandon Graham? I mean, he's been playing great this year.
He's a stud.
He's top 10 defensive lineman.
Well, look at that offense, man.
Up to right now. He's got the Seahawks. Russell Wilson has been sacked plenty this season, so you know that those will be available to him.
Yeah, they're on the field all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I like Brandon Graham.
Opportunities.
I've got him ranked 11 this week. So, I mean, he's a top 12 play. I mean, he's been like that all season. So, y'all. Trying to find a nice streaming linebacker today. AJ Klein, Kirksey, Eric Wilson, AJ Johnson, points for yardage loss. Okay, pass defense, sack, and tackles. Yardage loss, I'm assuming that means tackles for loss. So that's going to put on my radar Eric Wilson pretty heavily. I like Kirksey a lot too, though.
Yeah.
Who do you like as
I mean, AJ Klein's come on pretty strong lately, but
yeah, I usually go with the longer production.
Right. I mean, it's just 2 games that you've had.
Exactly. And that's why, like, if Alex Singleton was in this group, which I'm surprised he hasn't come up yet. Oh, I see him farther down
there. There he is. Yep.
I mean, I would still take these other players over him, even though he has been blowing up. I love Wilson. He's been playing so good this year. He's a top 10 linebacker. I posted a couple things on my Twitter this week about him and Eric Kendricks, just kind of comparing their points, how they've been scoring differently than each other this season. So if y'all want to go check that out. That's IDP 123 scoring breakdown. They are Wilson's he's an impact player. He's a playmaker. I mean, he gets pass defended, he gets tackles for loss. So if those things are going to be involved in your scoring, you definitely want to look at a guy like him. I like Kirksey too, but it's between those two for me. Johnson is also in play, and especially since his defense is probably on the field today. But I'm still, for whatever reason, I still like playing Wilson and Kirksey over him. What about you?
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Wilson, Kirksey, Johnson, then Klein.
Cool. Wilson, Kirksey, top two. Leaning Miles Jack as well versus the run game from the Browns. Thanks, boys. You're welcome, man. Y'all, if you're on a platform, let you share this. Share it if you're in a group chat with some of your homies. You want to share this, we would appreciate that. We're trying to grow the channel. We're trying to help people win championships. We're trying to keep your leagues competitive, exciting, fun, all
Definitely.
All that. Miles Jack or Alex Singleton? From Jonathan. Bruh. You gotta go Miles Jack.
Singleton,
I know Singleton. He's so amazing.
He's been blowing up.
I just got a little flashback to the Giuliani press conference. It was like, oh, the networks. Oh, Alex Singleton. All right. Get it together, guys. I'm going Miles Jack. I know Singleton's been blown up, but those are the last 2 games. He has been starting the last 5 games. 3 games before that, he was playable. I think he's going to be much more like that Alex Singleton from the 3 games before these last 2 than he will be the last 2 for the remainder of the season. But I could be wrong. I was wrong last week. I told people, Alex Singleton, he's just a linebacker 3.
Yep.
And he was the number 1 linebacker on the week. So what the hell do I know?
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, I'm still going Wilson. Singleton's not going to jump that high up. I mean, I know he had a big week, but man, you're playing with fire if you're just chasing points like that. The guy couldn't even get on the field until Nate Gary, who apparently is the worst linebacker in the whole NFL, got hurt. So what does that tell you about Alex Singleton? I don't know. I'm not an NFL coach. What matchup you like better, Crosby or Graham? Man, it's always Graham. Crosby he's
not last year's Crosby.
He's a good guy, good kid. Max Crosby's a good kid. He's a good pass rusher. He can get home, which he does, but he's just the talent level of a Max Crosby who's been in the league. This is his 20th game versus a guy like Brandon Graham who is, this is his 100th game. Like, just give me the known talent, give me the known production, give me the known commodity. And I like that. If you're saying the matchup, I personally, this is a hot take, but I think that matchups for defensive linemen are a little bit overrated for IDP. I mean, this isn't DFS. We're not setting 100 different lineups. You're basically just playing your best players. I mean, this is a much more of a start your studs, kind of world we live in over here on IDP. Guys are trying to match things up and look for one extra tackle here or there. And it's just a lot of work for something that at the end of the day, like I retweeted something one of the guys on Twitter said today, it's a lot of guesswork and a lot of luck goes into this. Max Crosby could easily get 2 or 3 sacks, but Brandon Graham could do it easier because we know that he can do it easier based on who Brandon Graham is, his pass rush, success rate, blah, 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 blah. So the matchup is like one of the last things that I look at. I actually have here, which anybody still watching, got 9 people on here. I have this. This is like my secret right here. This piece of paper. I'm going to show you this little flip. Whoop. This is what I call my playability pyramid. All right. This goes back to December 31st, 2018 is when I made this. And it's basically my key to decide like how I play how I play players. And it's not I don't always look at it, but this is what I go back to. Like, this is like my center. And this is how I decide. And there are all these things there's a list, it's a pyramid, and there's things in each level of the pyramid scaled by importance of how I think a player should be played. So when I'm trying to make that decision on who I'm playing, this guy or that guy, and based on the week's narratives, the matchups, there's so many things that get thrown at you all week long. Oh, what do you do? Recency bias. All that is in this pyramid. I basically look at this But the number one thing, the most premium thing on this pyramid is known talent and production. That means guys who have played in the NFL a long time and who have been successful are always going to have an edge, and a pretty big edge on an up-and-comer, in my opinion, just because at the end of the day, I always say this, like, who are you going to feel better with sitting on your bench? You know, are you going to feel good with J.J. Watt sitting on your bench because you decided to play Max Crosby this week? You put a guy who's been an all-pro player like his entire career on the bench because he's old. I mean, it's just like just go with the known talent, go with the known commodity, go with the known production, and the longest resume of that success. So that was my long-winded thing. I'm gonna try to put this in like some sort of infographic document in the off season and share it with people. But like I said, that thing goes back 2 years, and I've made that based on good and bad decisions I've made over the years playing fantasy. And there's been times that I strayed away from that pyramid and was like, you know what, I'm going to play this guy. I'm just going to go with a gut feeling. And it was the wrong decision. And if I had stuck with that, I'd have won a couple more championships. So I have that right there on my whiteboard, and I look at it every week. And I'm like, this is how you set your lineups. This is how you scale your decisions. And I try to share that with you guys as much as I can. So we got back to these questions. Sorry. Welcome, guys. The winning streak continues. Well, thanks to you. Hey, you're welcome, man. 6 in a row. 666. Man, you can find me in the 6 in a row. Which CB would you play? Trey Flowers or Jahir Alexander? I'm going to play Trey Flowers. Who do they play again? The Seahawks get Las Vegas, right? No. Seahawks play Eagles. Ooh, I'm going Trey Flowers, man. Because Carson Wentz throws a lot of picks.
Yep.
Big facts. So that's a pretty easy one. There's a big play. Cliff H, thanks. Hey, bro, you're welcome. Oh, Shauna's back in. What up, Shauna?
Hey, what's up, Shauna?
Last week. What up? All right. Good morning. Please pick 3. Shaq Barrett, BJ Goodson, AJ Klein, Harvey Lange, Nicholas Morrow, or Troy Reader. Thanks. All right. So here's that's something we should have said earlier. Mike Kaiser's out. I'm playing Troy Reader. Last time Mike Kaiser was out and Troy Reader played, he had like 3 sacks and like 45, 50 points almost. Like he blew up. So Troy Reader is I'm plugging him right in. And, there is something to be said about players that don't always play coming in and kind of playing 110% because, they're just pumped to be out there. They got a little bit more juice and a little more pep in their step. They haven't taken all his hits that year, whatever it is. So he's definitely in the lineup for me. And then I'm probably going I'm going Goodson and I'm going Shaq Barrett after that. Without knowing your scoring, that's just Goodson. He's a top 20 linebacker. He's the linebacker to own in Cleveland. He's not been bad. So I'm playing him. I know Harvey Lange came on pretty strong last week, but it took a lot of things for him to get on the field. BJ Goodson's been on the field. He's been the starter for the Browns and about the only linebacker starter you can trust all season. And Shaq Barrett, I mean, we know what he is. He's a 90%, 85+% pass rushing outside linebacker who has like the most pressure, second most pressures in the league. Had 19.5 sacks last season. He gets tackles. He gets pass deflections. He's a playmaker. So I put him in my lineup.
You gotta agree 100%.
Bada boom.
That was pretty easy.
Cliff H. Sorry. So Myles Garrett is out there. So Kirk, Eric Wilson, or Jack. I'm going Jack. Again, I just went on this whole big spiel about not playing matchups, but as far as linebacker matchups go, I mean, this is like the wet dream of linebacker matchups with the Browns versus Myles Jack. So I will acknowledge that and suggest that you play towards that. So there you go. Shauna had another question. Also to Jeremy Chin, Jordan Fuller, Ronnie Harrison, or Jordan Whitehead. The last 2 weeks, Chin has fallen off a bit. Yeah, he has. Please choose 2. Ronnie Harrison, I'm not playing. I think he's like hurt or some crap. So I'm going Chin and Fuller. 100%. There you go, Shauna. Hopefully that helped. Like I said, y'all, if you're on Twitter or wherever watching this, share it, retweet it, whatever you want to call it. Get it out there to more people. If you're on another platform, which we don't do anything, we should get a Twitch up and running. Don't you have? We have a Twitch?
I don't know. We may. I think we may have started one a long time ago.
Yeah, we need to get that hooked up to this, and also we need to get the IDP Army account hooked up to this properly.
Mhm.
We need to start seeing if we can do a Instagram live too.
Yeah,
I don't know how
absolutely.
to do that.
I don't either. I'm not very good at Instagram.
We need like a 14-year-old intern.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, help
yo,
us out with Instagram.
hook it up.
Uh-huh.
We have a Facebook page too, but we don't use that at all. I do share this on a couple of Facebook pages. Shout out to anybody that's in the fantasy football Hustler 420's big Facebook group. I share this in there, and then also the Any Given Sunday IDP group.
Mhm.
Shout out to those groups. Good spots to hang, good places to have conversations, all that good stuff. Start city advice, listen to people scream and bitch. Gosh, have people been bitching the past 2 days on everything too, about everything. The quarterback situation, Taysom Hill, COVID, Matt Patricia. We
Oh,
don't even talk
yeah.
about Matt
Matt
Patricia.
Patricia. Yep. There's. Hey, he got fired before Adam Gase did.
I know that doesn't make any sense at all.
That's. I mean, I'm not shocked, but it shouldn't have happened like that. They both should have been fired, but I mean, Adam Gase is terrible. Matt
Oh,
Patricia's terrible.
Derek Monk, what up, Derek? Rashawn Evans or Troy Reader? I'm going Troy Reader. I know there's some people seem to think Kenny Young's going to get the starting spot there or whatever, but in Rashawn Evans, I do love Rashawn Evans. He's my guy coming into the season. I love him. Don't get me wrong, but he still is just like, this is one of the few times where I'm like, go with the snaps. Troy Reader, when he was given the snaps, had a number 1 overall linebacker week. The upside is just higher for him this week. The chance of him being a home run player is higher. I love Rashawn Evans.
You like that upside?
I think Rashawn Evans' upside is like a low end linebacker 1, and I think that's like his absolute ceiling right now. So
It's
that's
bold.
but I think Troy Reader could be a high upside linebacker 1,
Yeah.
especially in the role that they have there.
What would happen if he got the start all the time somewhere?
Maybe he'd run away with the role.
Maybe. It's interesting. Something to look forward.
Yeah, I know Jayon Brown. That's, if you guys listen to the show this week, Defense Matters. That's on the pod feed and then on the YouTube channel. Talked about how he hurt his elbow, fractured it, tore a ligament or something. He's out for the season. I know there's who's the guy that people were saying is going to play for him? Woodyard or something? Is that it? Can you bet that real quick? Anyway, my kind of policy on replacement linebackers is, I mean, you can play them if you have to, but hopefully you've got somebody on your bench that you are already like more comfortable playing than a guy you have to like just pick up off waivers and play. Especially, I mean, this is what week? This is week 10, 11? This is week 12. So, I mean, this is a week, and next week, if you're on the fringe playoffs, like, I don't want to just pick up, Joe Schmo off, Langy off the waivers and play him. I mean, I would hope that I have somebody like Anthony Walker or an AJ Klein or I don't know who else like a Dre Greenlaw, like somebody like that, just kind of floating around on my bench that I can play instead of having to pick a guy up and just be like, well, when so-and-so went down last week, he was in there, so I'm going to play him again, because you don't know if that's what's going to happen. I'd rather have somebody. I hope you have somebody on your bench that you can play in this spot that you trust. Emmanuel again, what's up? What's your take on the trade I made? I traded Justin Jefferson for Herbert. I have Ryan as my QB. My wide receivers are Hopkins, Deontay, AB, Galladay, Pittman. 10-team half PPR. Thanks, IDP Army. Yo, what up? Man, I'm assuming it's a 1 QB because he said my QB is Matt Ryan. So I'm not obsessed with it. I love Herbert, but Justin Jefferson in a league with one quarterback is still probably going to be a better long-term asset for you, especially in a 10-team PPR. where if you can just get stacked at wide receiver and just because everybody's going to be loaded, so it's going to be the guy who's like got that extra loaded spot. Like who's the guy with 2 flame flex spots versus the guy with like, 2 good flex spots. And Justin Jefferson, when you have, Galladay and Hopkins, would have been your 3rd flame wide receiver flex. Now you got Herbert in there, and then you got to ride with Galladay and AB. AB's going to be dust. So, no, I hope I'm not sounding like I'm just tearing your trade down, but I like Justin Jefferson a lot. And in a 1 quarterback league, I would not have traded him away for Herbert. I will say in a 2 quarterback league, I traded away Justin Jefferson like 2 weeks before the season for Myles Garrett, just straight up. And I hate that feeling. I love Myles Garrett, but I mean, I wish I had I really wish I still had him. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie to you.
Oh man, so they have Darren Bates listed as the starting linebacker.
Who?
Darren Bates.
See, I'm not rolling into week 12 with a Darren Bates in my lineup.
No.
Mm-mm.
You think that gives Rashaan Evans?
Skip. What?
You think Rashaan Evans gets a boost this week? Then
I don't know. I'm still playing him like I always play him. He's a 2.
Yeah.
He's a rock solid 2 with a little upside. I mean, even better for you if he's your 3. Josh Speyer. I hope I'm saying that right. That sounds right phonetically. How about that Tyrell Adams game? And is it worth dropping Jalen Smith for him rest of the season? Heck no. I mean, again, I'm back to my little spiel. It's like Tyrell Adams. I mean, it took an injury for him to get a starting job, and yes, he did have a really big game. But like, didn't he have like 2 forced fumbles? That's pretty. I don't know. Anomalous, I guess, is the proper word. Yeah, he had a 17 tackle game too, which is a monster game. But maybe a little fluky there too. I'm still sticking with Jalen Smith. I know people were disparaging him. That was like the thing to do on Thanksgiving night, was just disparage Jalen Smith. But he was about a yard away from a pick 6, and I mean, I'm sure he missed some tackles, but that was a pretty big play. It's not his fault that they couldn't capitalize with a touchdown when he put him right there. So
I agree. Jalen Smith is definitely 100% the guy to go with here.
Yeah. Gotta go with Jalen. Again, just the known talent, the known production. Taysom Hill. What a piece of crap.
Oh, man.
I'm starting Ryan Tannehill over Taysom Hill.
You can start any regular quarterback over Taysom Hill, I think, at this point.
I've just...
They can't...
The thing, nobody has... People are like, oh, the rushing upside of Taysom Hill. Like, okay, but you have to look at the Broncos, who are like one of the best teams against the run. So, I don't know. I just feel like it's a perfect storm to be a trap game.
And it's not like they're putting Winston out there to like change things up and confuse them.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So,
yeah, it's all.
Russ with the affirmations. Appreciate it. Y'all, like we said, we're trying to grow this channel. I'll tell everybody.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Is Winston that bad that they couldn't put him in?
No, Winston's good.
Well, that's what I thought. He got LASIK. He shouldn't be throwing as many picks this year.
It's just Sean Payton stunting. He just wants to show people that he can do it with anybody. That's all it is. I mean, that's what I think it is. Yeah. I don't blame him. I mean, if I thought I could win with Taysom Hill, I would go out there and try to.
Say, his balls must be dragging the ground.
I mean, he is Sean Payton.
I don't know. It's frustrating for a lot of people. Went out there and grabbed up Winston or traded for him, or.
I know I had a guy try and tell me, and that's the thing. You can't make overly reactionary trades because
exactly.
I did have a buddy. I did have a buddy that I asked about Winston, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be this, this, and this," and I was like, "Yo, chill." And he's like, oh, whoa. And he said the same thing about Juanu a few weeks back. And I'm just like, sometimes you just gotta don't get too caught. He tried to pull the wool over my eyes. I said no, and then Winston didn't get nothing. All right, should I start David Onyemata or Sam Hubbard in my DL spot? Lost to it, shaking my damn head. Bruh, I'm starting Hubbard.
Yep.
That's pretty easy for me.
Oh man, they lost Burrow, dude.
And yeah, what's Sam Hubbard known for? I mean, he's known to be a tackle guy. So in a game where their offense is probably going to be a little slower than usual. He's probably going to see a little more snaps. That's where the bread and butter of a Sam Hubbard game is getting those tackles. Do I start Fitzmagic over Taysom Hill this week? Yes.
Question is that I would too. Any day.
Would.
I mean, he can be Fitztragic sometimes, but.
And that's the other thing about the Taysom Hill and Ryan Tannehill or any other quarterback situation is, none of these other quarterbacks are going to come out of the game. That's just not even the cards unless they get hurt. Taysom Hill, even if we just got a week of him playing, it's in the cards. Like, we don't know that he's going to. We haven't seen it enough, and we've seen Sean Payton pull Drew Brees in and out being goofball. So why wouldn't he do it with Taysom Hill, the guy he goofballs around with? So
exactly.
Just because we can't just assume last week is just the norm. It's one data point, it's one plot point, and one game, one situation. It was a home game too. I mean, there's just a lot of other things just involved now. So,
yep, I wouldn't. And now they're taking Taysom Hill and putting him just as a QB now, in a lot of platforms.
As they should. He is a quarterback after all.
That's right. He's not a tight end anymore. not a wide receiver, a running back, whatever he was.
Yeah, he's not whatever he was. He's something different now. Dude.
A flimsy play.
Hit us with those questions, y'all. I guess we got in and outs coming out. You want to start looking in that a little bit?
Yep.
See if old Shefty or old Rap put out any big ones for us. Oh, I can activate Austin Eckler and Raheem Mostert from my IR. Hallelujah. And I can deactivate these guys. Hallelujah. Man, there are so many guys on COVID IR this week. It's insane. It's insane. Y'all got any other questions, comments for us, defense-wise, offense-wise, life-wise? I mean, we'll give you life advice, too. My life's perfect. Let me tell you how. I'm just kidding. That's some bullshit. What QB are you most excited about this coming draft? Man, I don't even watch college football. Sorry. I know that's a super hot take and probably makes me not as cool as everybody else, but I work on Saturdays. So I miss all college football games basically. And I just was never really into college football. I had a roommate in college who was into college football. Shout out Patrick Goodwin. And because of him, I watched that whole final season of Cam Newton at Auburn, and then I ended up watching a little bit of Mariota and Winston just because on Saturdays then I would wake up and he would be watching college football, so I was kind of aware of college football then. But last time I watched an entire college football game from beginning to end was the Deshaun Watson senior year at Clemson. So I don't watch college football. So I don't know. There are other people out there in the space that got answers for that. I mean, everybody knows Ray. We got Matthew Bruning over at Dynasty Nerds. Jared Wackerly at Dynasty Nerds. Garrett Price. I mean, all these guys, they watch a lot of college football. They're really into that. So I just kind of defer to people like that are in that world, that know these narratives, know these team histories. I just kind of follow them. So, I mean, if I'm just going to regurgitate what I'm hearing, then I'm most excited about Trevor Lawrence. And then
Well,
I'm most excited about Fields.
Justin Fields, but there's a couple other guys out there that.
And then I'm third most excited about Kyle Trask. Is that who I'm third most excited about?
I don't know that you'd be third most excited about him anymore.
Okay, who am I third most excited about? Steve knows.
I don't know if I know, but
Steve knows.
I don't know.
Is he the guy from North Dakota?
I thought it was that kid from BYU.
Oh yeah, Wilson. Zach Wilson,
yeah,
right?
Zach Wilson. Yep.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Zach Wilson.
Or there's Ian Book, man.
Oh man, I'm excited about Ian Book.
He looks good.
That guy.
He looks mature, dude.
Mature.
Yes, he looks like an NFL quarterback now.
He looks like an NFL quarterback. Yep. Steve watches more college football than I do. That's for damn sure. Pick 3. One has to be a DB. Okay, so we'll start with the DBs. I'm playing Peppers. Sorry about you, Poyer. Yeah, sorry about you. I'm staying on brand. Love Poyer, but Peppers is my dude. And if I'm being real, if I have both of my starting lineup, that's who I would pick. And then I would play Troy.
Would you?
Well, then I just pick Troy Reader and I pick Alex Singleton. Boom. There's the 3. Well, I mean, that's kind of a goofy question because you got to play Singleton and Reader.
Do you, though? Poyer's...
Well, he said you have to pick 3.
No, he says one has to be a DB. 2 could be a DB, though.
Oh, okay. Steve, man, you solving these puzzles out here. Like I said, I'm stick with what I said.
Yeah.
Peppers, Reader, and Singleton. I love Poyer, but I'm going to take linebackers over. Who are you going to take?
A lot of risk there. I think I'd go Peppers, Poyer, and then Singleton.
Peppers, Poyer, and then Singleton, huh? All right. Yeah. All right. That's fair. There you go, my man, Jonathan. Oh, he came back through and fixed that Reader up.
Oh, what do you think?
Gallman or Eckler coming off injury? Man, here's the thing. I feel like Gallman's a trap now because everybody's suddenly on him. I love Eckler. I'm putting him in a lineup, but what are you playing Eckler as? Like, is this like my flex? Then I'm playing Eckler. You know what I mean? Like, there's some like stuff that goes into the other variables you got to kind of take into account. That's one of them. At least in my opinion.
Eckler, I don't know. You think he's be ready? He looked like he ready.
Should I play Laviska Shenault or Tyler Boyd?
I mean, Boyd is.
What's up, Jared?
Boyd's playing with a backup quarterback.
Yeah, but I mean, so is Laviska Shenault.
Yeah, yeah, but oh man, I think Boyd. I think you'd go Boyd here still. He's still going to get the most targets.
Yeah, you're right. That's who I'm going with. That's it. So what we got in and outs? Anything yet? Big ones anyway.
Yeah, hold on a second. That page pulled up.
It sucks.
There we go.
Garrett is out. All right, what you got for us?
I'm looking at it right now. Let's see.
I'm so glad that Patricia's gone. I'm very excited to see what Tracy Walker's snap count is like this next week.
It'll be interesting. It'll be nice.
I've just got a feeling it's going to be high.
It's got to be.
Man, it's got to be. Anybody in the comments know anybody that's in or out or got any big ones for?
Farrell is out.
He's out. Oh, golly. That's a huge blow to my team. Oh, no. Oh, Clellan Farrell's out.
We just talked about
the networks.
We just talked about
the networks. I tell you what, I got to get rid of some of these MFL leagues I'm on. It's so hard to go through MFL and set a lineup.
I know it's getting terrible.
You try and put somebody in like, oh, this person is, your line. I just like, and then if you don't set a lineup, then it just like doesn't get set. And I'm like, at least on the other apps, like you list like the previous week's lineup just stays in. Like, I don't know, like there's just MFL to me, it's like opening up your computer and it says, do you want to operate in DOS mode? Fuck no, I don't want to operate in DOS mode. Like, but it's so powerful. DOS is so powerful. You can do anything, so customizable.
But
that's why I think about your customizable bullshit.
DOS.
Have an intuitive, consumer-centric, consumer-friendly interface for your product.
I'm not seeing anybody major.
And thank you.
That I'm missing.
No?
We talked about. Yeah, no, we're. No, I mean, we know that Jayon Brown's out. He's on IR. He's not even on this list. I don't know why. No, I'm not seeing anybody.
Yo, what up, Malone? How about my guy Singleton going off? Yeah, dude, he blew up this last week. I definitely missed on that. I mean, I said you could play him as a low end 2. Well, I mean, I guess people have probably still played him on my advice, but I was kind of saying don't play him, so I'll own up to that.
I'm sure they didn't listen to us because that's the advice we preach here. We got some great advice for you. Don't listen to it.
Yeah, the inverse. Okay. All right, I guess I'm done setting my lineups. Oh yeah, some guy was adding me on Twitter about a league that I was not setting a lineup in. Where is that league? I was like, dude, I'm so sure I've been setting a lineup. Anyway, MFL. What you gonna do? Why can't viewers read comments? Well, it looks very blurry. I don't know. Here, maybe is this thing like affecting it? Is it better like that without that thing, Russ? Sorry, I didn't know. I thought you guys could read them. I think they can.
I don't know. I don't.
Russ,
I really don't.
Does Russ need LASIK?
You need glasses? I had to get glasses. I got some
Russ,
glasses.
I'm gonna put you in touch with a guy. His name's Winston Jameis. He's got a good LASIK guy.
Definitely.
He'll get you hooked up. Yeah.
Stop doing those INTs in no time.
Yeah. He'll hook you up real good. Pick one. Oh, pull it up. Pick one. Justin Jefferson or AJ Brown.
Come on.
I'm going AJ Brown. Yeah, really. I ain't scared. AJ Brown's a full-grown man. Justin Jefferson, he's still going through his rite of passage right now. Let's put it that way.
You were just saying how you regretted trading.
I know, but I mean, I wouldn't trade AJ Brown for Myles Garrett.
No, I wouldn't either.
Russ says might just be my phone. Just trying to help.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate it, Russ. Russ, try to help. He need to be helpful. I read comments fine. Maybe it's his resolution. There you go. We got the whole squad looking into it now.
That's right.
All my Sherlock Holmes is out there. Let's get it. All right, I gotta check my lineups, make sure I ain't fucking around.
No.
Kari Willis. I guess Kari Willis is active. All right. Woo, crisis averted. Woo, we did it.
I don't see anything about Kari Willis being on the inactives.
That's good.
You can go play him. I take it.
I will Bakari Willis. Yeah, I'm playing him where I got him. Always. I guess Matt Milano, he's inactive still, I guess, IR or whatever.
Yeah.
Y'all hit us with some of that IDP love. We got well, I guess I'll just use this time to spiel. Hit the channel, hit the subscribe button, share it. Got some shows coming up next week. Dynasty Nerds YouTube channel. Got my In My Defense week, or my third quarterly report. Gonna be doing like a playoff primer type situation, talking through injuries, kind of looking back at what we just went through this last quarter, last 4 weeks, kind of look ahead to who's going to be in there for the playoffs. I mean, your playoff push, you'll have week 13, and then by next time you see me, the season will basically be over on that channel. So I'm going to try and tell you guys some of the players I'm trying to target or guys that I really like their matchups going into. And I said something about matchups, but just got a cushy schedule coming up, or guys that you can rely on in the playoffs. So I'll be going over that. And then, yeah, we got big stuff coming for the channel. I mean, we got shows for days. I mean, I wrote down a lot of the show titles and information for what's coming up in the next 3 or 4 months. I mean, we got like probably 40, 50 titles just on different shows, different players, different stuff coming up next few months. And then some of that will even branch off into a couple of series. We got Combine, Senior Bowl, I mean, all kinds of stuff. So we're going to be busy. We're going to keep the channel rolling. We're going to keep telling you guys what's up with IDP. Like I said, go subscribe to the Dynasty Nerds YouTube channel too, because I'll be doing stuff over there. That stuff will be Dynasty-centric, concentrated, talk through, there. This is, our channel, we talk about all things IDP, and we'll even talk about a little offense. Obviously, we were just bitching about Justin Jefferson and A.J. Brown, so we ain't scared to jump into that conversation either. But if you're on the Dynasty Nerds channel, everything I do over there is going to be like Dynasty-centric. All right, I'm spieling long enough. We got like 3 or 4 questions backed up now. Yep. So, what up, Emmanuel? Again, need 2 of my flex. Miles Sanders, Drake, AB, or Deontay. Thanks for your service to the fantasy community. Yo, you're welcome. If you ever want to hit that Venmo, that Cash App up, hit me up on Twitter now. DM me.
I know you're not going to say.
We done like a billion shows. We haven't ever asked nobody for no money. But there's a day coming, y'all, when we're going to need a little help. So we appreciate it. We know you guys will have our back when that day comes. I'm gonna go with Miles Sanders and Deontay. I know AJ Brown. I'm assuming that's AJ. Brown. AB Antonio Brown. Gosh, he's getting a lot of targets. He's getting kind of peppered with targets and all that. And I know Drake's been better than we wanted, but Miles Sanders and Deontay just represent so much upside. And Deontay represents like not just upside in volume. So I'm going there even against, this is going to be if this game's still getting played, this is going to be a banged up Baltimore defense. So Deontay is already looking at getting targeted out the ass. They're already going to be down. I think it's going to be very productive for him. And then I'm taking Miles Sanders just because, he's a walking big play. I know they just signed Jordan Howard, but that almost gives me more confidence in Miles Sanders than anything. So you agree? You take
I'm not taking Miles Sanders and Deontay for me. I think Drake is, I don't know, it's up and down with him. Seems like 1 week they're playing him a lot, and then the next week they're not.
Man, my kids are upstairs jumping. Gosh. David Tan, what up on the YouTube channel? He said, start Singleton or Troy Reader this week. Play Jeremy Chin at LB, damn NFL app. Yeah, I know that was annoying that they changed that after a couple of weeks on us. Steve, I'm going to defer to you. You get the first shot at this one.
Okay. Singleton.
I feel like we've had this exact question already.
Yeah. We've already said, and you said Reader. You said Reader.
Okay.
I said Singleton.
Now I'm sticking with Reader then, because I'm sticking with Reader.
Because he's stepping in and getting an occasional role, and he had a big game.
Although I don't know, if I'm being honest, though, now, like Singleton with the 2 games plus the starting role that he's had for 5 weeks now.
I'm talking about production versus a fluke.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to change my answer from the previous one. This one, I'm going to start Singleton. And that hurts me to say. But, you know what? It's okay. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change your opinion. No take lock over here, except that TJ Watt's the fucking GOAT. All right. David Tan, again. What up, brah? Start Isaiah Simmons? Yes. Especially on sleeper in a DL spot. I'm in a league man, I don't know if I should run these guys' names through the dirt like that. I'm in the league with some guys that should know better. Let's just put it that way. And the first round of waivers ran this last week. We start 4 defensive line players on sleeper in this league. 4. So we're starting like a full 12 or 13 IDPs. And I'm in this league with people that should know better. The first round of waivers ran, including myself. I didn't put anything in because it was, holiday, whatever. But I got on 2 days ago, and I'm scrolling. I was like, man, I wonder if I'm like, somebody took Isaiah Simmons. Somebody picked him up after that monster week, especially because he has DL eligibility. But I just got curiosity, typed his name in. He's available. So I put down like $10 on his ass. I put him on my team. I took old Ed Oliver out of my starting lineup, and I put Isaiah Simmons in my DL spot. And we're going to war today, baby. I'm ready. So you start Isaiah Simmons. I'm right there with you. I'm in. Like the breakout happened. The numbers were there. The play time was there. Everything we wanted to see week 1, we saw in week 11. So
finally,
don't overthink it. Plug him in. I mean, especially if you're in like a 2 IDP league or a 3 IDP league, okay, I hope you have some better guys. But I'm assuming because you're asking this question and you're asking about Troy Reader and Singleton, you're in a league where you've already got some starting spots already locked up. So yes, Isaiah Simmons in one of your rotational spots, you got to get him into your lineup. Cliff, Jamal Adams, or Peppers? Dude, you gotta go Adams still. I love Peppers as much as the next guy, but Adams is rushing the passer so much. He does everything Peppers does. He's just a better player. I mean, if you just put them side by side, you're getting talent's a tiebreaker. So I'm gonna go Jamal Adams. And their defense is leaky. The Giants' defense has actually been half decent. So Jamal Adams is probably going to see more opportunities just because of the fact that their defense lets people stay on the field longer than the Giants do. So if you're a snap fetish person, which there are those people out there, then you got to go Jamal Adams on that too, not just on the talent. Russ, is COVID-19 going to prevent you guys from going to the Senior Bowl? I actually messaged one of my homies that I met at the Senior Bowl the other day and was asking him if he's going to go down there and stuff this year. He's not. He's got 2 kids that are high risk. He said, I don't really want to go. I don't want to go south. I don't want to go to Florida or Alabama. I live in the Midwest and people don't take this shit seriously. And it's like a year ago right now was when we first heard about COVID.
Right when we were down there.
Yeah.
It was right after that, and that's when it was coming into the United States.
So look where we're at right now. Because people can't fucking just be responsible. They literally can't think outside of their own little nucleus of their world for the greater good for 2 months, 3 months. So here we are 12 months later and it's worse. So I don't want to drive down to the Senior Bowl where there's going to be a bunch of I'm not going. Let's just put it that way. Sucks. I want to go. I would love to be a part of that, but just on principle alone, I can't be a part of something like that. I know what the atmosphere is like there. I know what it's going to be like, and that's a high risk situation. And you're going to be a bunch of alpha male dudes. Half of them are going to be pro mask, half of them will be anti mask, and it's going to be. I just don't want to be no part of it. So I'm going to be here at home. I'm going to be watching that Twitter. I'm going to be watching all the live streams, everybody, and I'm going to be paying attention there. I'm going to do it safe. I'm going to do it right. I'm going to do my best, like we always do.
Yep,
so I'd like to go, but it's just I don't think it's responsible.
Maybe next year.
Exactly. And I have to wonder, in good conscience, can they even put it on? Will they put it on? We just went through Thanksgiving. I think there's going to be an even bigger spike right now because everybody's hanging out, Black Friday shopping. So it's going to fucking skyrocket, which means it's going to be spreading more and more. And we got another holiday season coming up. People are traveling. We're hitting, this is probably going to be the worst it's ever going to be. I don't want to be out anywhere after, So anyway, that's people you don't want to talk about fucking COVID. So Eckler or Goblin, flex PPR, bro. You got to go Goblin. Come on. Denny, what up, Denny? My Canadian man. What you got here for us? What's up, my dudes? Kid Canada here. Oh, I like that. Kid Canada. DB, I'm starting Jordan Poyer. I need one from Keanu Neal, Johnson, Abram, Jesse Bates. I seen Jades is high in your rankings. Care to elaborate versus New York Giants? man, I'm going Bates. I mean, it's one of those situations where you go with the known talent, known production, known commodity. Jesse Bates is grading out as like the top playing state defensive back on PFF this year. Jesse Bates has 2 prior seasons of a top 10 finish and over 100 tackles at the defensive back position. Jonathan Abram, we don't even have a full season of him playing football, and we have a full season of Keanu Neal playing football, but it was like 3 years ago. So it's just like, just keep rolling with what's working, man. So I'm playing Bates. I like Neal, I like Abram, but pulling Bates out of my lineup, I mean, if I have Bates on my bench, I don't know what kind of world that is. 16-team Dynasty League, aiming to win next year. Am overloaded on defense, but need offense. Who are the most tradable, valuable against expected performance? All right, let's go. Littleton, Elliott, Terrell Adams, Jewell, Greenlaw, Cunningham, Trey Boston. So who is the most best value, expected future performance? So I guess he's trying to say like who is going to be the best to keep around,
and who's a good asset to trade, and who's good to keep around.
Well, the cold hard reality is you can't trade Littleton. No one's going to buy him.
Mm-hmm.
You can't trade Cameron Curl. No one's going to buy him. No one's going to buy Smith. You can trade Greenlaw. You can probably trade Cunningham. You can probably trade BJ Goodson. What you can trade them for, though, is not going to be super high end. Cunningham, I think if you traded Cunningham, I think you could get like in that second department for Cunningham, second plus. So I would be looking for players that I would value along that line, or even just the second plus. But I mean, it's going down even more there. I mean, Greenlaw, you might be lucky to get a second out of him. If you can find an overzealous 49ers fan in your league, you might be able to get a second out of him. But you're looking more into that third range once you get down to Greenlaw and Goodson. So, I mean, when you're talking about offensive players you can get for them, and you're looking at like, scat back types, like Rex Burkhead type of guys. Like, I don't want to say Devin Singletary because I don't want to admit that he's fallen that low yet in the world. But similar type players to that are kind of the level of guys you're going to be getting on offense. But those can be valuable plays in offense. Look at Jamal Williams. I've won weeks because of Jamal Williams this week. I got him like the 14th, 15th round of draft this last year. I mean, for a win, for a cheap player like that, yeah. So if you can like trade a Greenlaw or a BJ Goodson for a Jamal Williams, a guy that, he isn't great, but
if you're loaded.
But you can play him in any given week and know that there's a chance for a touchdown or some upside. A Latavius Murray type. You're not going to get guys that are going to be every week starters for you, but they could turn into that. Jerick McKinnon's like those are the kind of targets you're going to get with these startable IDP options, but guys that are not like top tier talent or elite.
Exactly.
So I personally like guys that I think are kind of undervalued right now. I like Elliott a lot. I still like Schobert. I still think he's going to do good. I think Trey Boston's always undervalued. He's like basically the easiest. He's like the best defensive back to own or manage because he's just always there. He's always available. He always puts up numbers. He just always does. Like he's so reliable to me. He's never going to be like a top 5 guy, but he's never not going to put up points. I just put him in every lineup I had. I mean, I play him almost every week in every league I got him. So Trey Boston, I would try to keep him. So he's going to be a guy that I would want to keep around. Elliott, I'm wanting to keep around. Schobert, like I said. But if you can package up Littleton, which you probably can't, I would look to do that. But hopefully that's helpful. If you have any more specific type of questions or information based on that answer, Josh, hit us up. We'll try to keep digging in that.
I say if you're thinking about that stuff during the week, you can always drop it in our comments, and we'll answer it here. We'll answer it in our comments. Yep.
Yeah. We're accessible to y'all. That's all going to change when the paywall goes up. It'll be $100 for all of you per comment. I'm just kidding.
The paywall.
The paywall. That's how you know it's good. There's a paywall.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
There are. I mean, it can.
I mean, some good stuff is behind a paywall, but
there are some paywall.
There's some garbage.
There's some trash out there.
You're like, hey, I do a podcast with two subscribers. I'm gonna put a paywall behind it.
Yeah. You got to have value behind your paywall before you put a paywall up, y'all. All right, Cliff, what you got for me here? Source 2 minutes ago. Okay. Oh, this is going back to earlier when he said that game was going to happen.
Yeah.
So, according to Cliff, who said there's a source, Diana Rossini, league office, Steelers and Ravens game is happening. It will happen. So, if you got
Tuesday?
guys in that game that are Tuesday, if you got guys in that game that are not out on the official COVID out to it, Lamar, the two running backs, they're still going to be playing. So if there are guys on your team, I think Chuck Clark is still good. I think Patrick Queen's still good. Like, there's still plenty of IDP options. TJ Watt still in the clear, and offensive options. We got Claypool, we got Juju. None of these guys have popped positive yet. Big Ben. So keep them in your lineups because that game's going to be happening. And with starters going out, it could get sloppy. Like, it could turn into a bloodbath for the Steelers. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers just beat the brakes off of them. Honestly,
it's gonna be.
I'm about that
Yeah.
life.
Yep, it's gonna be fun.
Hey, appreciate that, Cliff, with the source and all that. That's good shit. Anybody else got some good info like that they want to drop in the comments? Oh my goodness. So, Emmanuel, need one safety. Bates, Simmons, Taysom Hill might not throw the ball much this week. I'm going Bates still.
Yeah. Tackle opportunities.
Yep.
I don't know. I agree. Bates. Oh.
Like, share, subscribe. Venmo me money. All right, I gotta stop begging.
You are on that today.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it seems to be like the only thing anyone in America cares about is how much money you got. So, count paper. Send me some paper to count. Don't send me some paper to count. Instead of doing like a box break YouTube channel thing where like I pull open a box, I'm like, look at my Joe Burrow card. I'll just sit here and count paper. Yeah. Like, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100. My pleasure. Thank you guys for helping me out as well. Yeah, no problem, bro. Happy to help. Love it. Wouldn't know what to do if I wasn't helping people. What do you guys think about our jungle background? Y'all like this one better? Get a little psychedelic with you? Or we got this one too. We can keep it office, you know. We'll go back to the jungle.
Welcome to the jungle.
$100 might be cheap. Ooh, I like that.
That's right.
You want to have a good paywall, it's got to be super premium, okay? You get a 5-minute text conversation with me once a month. Subscribe for, $2,400 on the year. Add a donate button to the chat like others do. I don't know how to do that. Can you do that, or do you have to?
Do we have to be at 1,000 subscribers? I don't know. I'll look into it.
Yo, Cliff, you seem like you know what's up with YouTube. We're like novices. I mean novices. I know our channel looks okay. We've been putting a little work into it, but we're kids. So with YouTube, we're not gurus or nothing. So
we need to hire a kid.
Again, back to where we were earlier. We need to hire anybody got a 14-year-old niece or nephew that's like run up 3 YouTube channels with like, a couple thousand subscribers and gone TikTok viral. Hit us up. Like, we need help. Tell them we'll pay them in life advice.
Yep. Life advice and IDP
analysis.
Start sit advice. Yep.
Tell them what up. Man, people are funny on Twitter and people are just funny. I would tell some stories about them. I don't know. People are funny.
You can omit names.
No, I'm not gonna be like that. And there are people whose names I ain't scared to throw under the bus. Hashtag IDP tipster sucks. Hashtag Oklahoma Dougie's a con man. But other people I'll leave off names. But I'll throw those names out there any day. Are you not high on Greenlaw? I thought his best years are ahead of him. I am. No, I am. I like Greenlaw. I think just in a trade situation, it's going to be hard to sell him again unless it's a 49ers fan. So you're probably better off just keeping him because the better time is ahead. You're right. Especially with Quan now gone. I mean, he's basically the path to snaps is not just open and available, but he's on it. Like he's living it. So We've seen what he can do with the snaps, and we know he's going to be a productive asset.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying in trades, I think you'd be lucky to get a third out of him until he has like 2 or 3 big games. Like I think you could probably get a first out of a guy like Fred Warner, but I think you're looking at third range for Greenlaw right now. I keep looking over here. I have on my whiteboard, I'm working on a project, which is just basically a trade conversion project for Dynasty nerds and stuff. And I've kind of said some stuff about that in the past, but on my list of guys who I think are worth a first, Fred Warner's on that list. So, again, it's a full IDP league, IDP 1, 2, 3, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What we got here? Some of our YouTube people are telling us what's up.
I thought we'd be at 1,000 subscribers for all that.
There should be a dollar icon at the bottom of your chat that allows you to super chat, but you all don't have it. Yeah, we don't have 1,000 subscribers. I guess that's a thing. That's why we need y'all to tell everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 viewing hours. Yep.
I think we got the viewing hours up.
We're close if we don't.
I think we smashed that.
But yeah, that's we still got about a little over 500 to go before we get there. Tell your homies, tell your teacher, tell your 14-year-old nephew.
We need to get this IDP army like legitimized. Like we need to start like knighting guys in or something. Like
you're gonna make a knight.
Officially part of the IDP army. Go forth and make it like a fraternity or something. Go get somebody. Like your job is to like bring somebody in and we'll knight them up. Then y'all, we should do that. We're going to work on the website. I actually just talked to a girl yesterday who does some website management. I haven't told you this yet, Steve, but she's my wife's, like one of her really good friends. And I gave her the info to our Wix. And I was like, go fix my Wix page. So hopefully IDParmy.com will get a little facelift here pretty soon, which it will. And we'll try to make some, we're open to suggestions. Anybody that's still on here listening on what you guys would like to see from that, what you guys would like to see from us just in general, besides this live stream, how we can do more for you. You guys like merch. I don't know if you guys are into merch or not. Like I said, like I've kind of prided myself, and I'm sure Steve has too, like on kind of not asking people. We haven't had our ask yet. We've just been giving information, giving our time, giving our effort. But eventually, we would like to turn this into something where maybe we could, make some money doing it, monetize it a little bit. Maybe if our information is that valuable and you guys have found it that way, we can ask people, to donate to us, give us something back for our efforts. We'd like that. It's not free to buy lighting and cameras and pay hosting fees and all this stuff. And so far it's just been out of pocket for us. And nothing wrong with that. We enjoy what we're doing. We're building something we think it could be long term. So we're not scared to, wait for that ask, shall we say, from the Army, from the community. But there will come a day when we may ask you guys, help us out a little bit, help us grow the situation, help us keep growing this thing. Because it's getting bigger and bigger, and it's getting harder and harder to keep up with all the little things we got going. But we ain't gonna quit.
No,
we'll stop.
So any more questions? Let's say don't have a whole lot of time left.
Yeah, it is. 11:11. Make a wish. All right, I'm good.
It's 12:11 for me.
Oh, sucker! I always am jealous of people who live on the West Coast where they get to like watch football in the morning.
Oh, it must be amazing.
It starts right at noon here.
1 o'clock for me.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, y'all, there's people in here, in this chat and in this stream, but they ain't saying nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
If you shy,
just let if you guys have some questions, leave them in the comments.
Yeah, interact with us, spread the word. If anybody's big on Reddit, somebody go to Reddit and like spam the fantasy football.
I don't think they like spam Reddit.
Well, if anybody's big, anybody on there on like a big Reddit account or got all that karma or like in a good situation on the thread, go throw some. Because the fantasy football subreddit, the IDP one got taken down, so it doesn't exist anymore. So IDP fantasy football has to start being a part of the conversation on the regular fantasy football subreddit. Unfortunately, I'm not as big on Reddit as I used to be. I used to be on Reddit every single day. I have some. I understand Reddit. I know what Reddit's about, but it also turned into kind of a cesspool for a little bit there about 3 years ago, and I kind of quit getting on it so much. But if anybody in our channel on this chat, watching this, listening to this, is on there, you're in there every day, you're commenting, you got that good karma, people be knowing you, your stuff's trusted and liked. Share this over there. We would appreciate that. I know. Reddit is the hub of the internet. If Google's the face of the internet, Reddit's the brain, in my opinion. So that's where the real shit goes down, good and bad. There's some shit on Reddit you don't want to see. I've seen some subreddits that you don't want to see. There are some weird ass people in this world. All right, we're veering off topic, but I'm actually reading a book right now, which I love history. I'm reading a book right now called The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich, which is basically just about the rise and fall of the German dynasty and the Nazi empire. And it is fascinating. It is terrifying. This is less than 100 years ago. Hitler was like a homeless guy. Like, he wasn't even anybody 100 years ago from this second. So think about the way our world is viewed and our conversations and everything is based on what that guy did, who 100 years ago was like a homeless vagrant. No education, no job. He changed the whole fucking world. He was a bad person. Like, it's just, and the people who are around, there's a lot of bad people in this world, a lot of weird, fucked up shit going on out there. And that stuff just like not gone. Like, we don't live in like this perfect world where all that stuff's in the past. Like, and again, if you've been on Reddit, there's some dark ass shit out there and some dark ass people out there. If you are addicted on the dark web back in the day, there's shit out there you don't want no part of. So be careful, stay safe. Back, like I said, though, get on that fantasy football Reddit subreddit and spread some love for the IDP world. Tell them about us. Guys, you haven't said a question in like 10 minutes, so I'm just rambling on. We appreciate you, IDP Army. Look for the show this week. Defense Matters. Be the rankings and all that. Go on the Dynasty Nerds YouTube channel for this next week. I'll have my In My Defense show up, kind of playoff primer stuff. Cliff H, how serious do you think Galladay's injury is? I have him Dynasty thinking of trading him. I'm stacked at wide receiver. Got a request to trade him for Mark Andrews. In Dynasty, I would be open to that because Mark Andrews' value right now is like a low. Especially with him like not playing this week, so you're just like it's a very low situation on Mike Andrews. It might not ever be this low again, to be quite honest. He's still wide receiver or tight end like 4 on the year, so I'm into it. Galladay's, he's good, but he's already like 27, 28. Took him a while to break out. I'd rather have the positional scarcity and the upside and the age of like a 23, 24-year-old Mark Andrews than the injury concerns, the situational and organizational mismanagement, the age, and of a guy like Kenny Galladay in the position of wide receiver, where there are so many good young wide receivers right now, and there are not so many good young tight ends. So all things weighed up and stacked up, I would definitely be open to trading for Mark Andrews. But anytime someone sends me a trade offer, unless it's like a smash accept, I always at least message them back and be like, hey, you want to throw in a 4th too?
You want to throw in a pick?
If they're willing to throw that in there, then maybe come back to them and see if you can just get if that's not sweet enough for you, just try to sweeten it just a hair. Don't go crazy. Don't be like, send me Jonathan Taylor, he sucks. Don't do that. But that's something I would do. All right, y'all. Steve, you got anything you want to hit them with before we get out of here?
I think we hit them enough.
All right, we'll quit hitting y'all. Appreciate y'all. See you next week. IDP Army, go kick some ass today. Let's get in the playoffs. Let's go do this thing together, y'all. Let's go massacre them. Oh, all right, I got one more. I'm a sucker.
Oh, he's saying what he has right now.
Okay. Yeah, definitely trade him for sure. Ogbert Chubb, man, I'm going. Who's Miami play today? I gotta double check that real quick.
Miami plays.
Oh, Ogba, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Until next time, IDP Army. Kick some ass.